Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 7 of the Blizzard ANZ HotS Open Division. I'm your host tonight. I'm Uwish. Now, besides me is Knight. How you going, Knight?
Hey man, how's it going? How are you?
I am good. I'm excited for yet another week of Open Division HotS. We're getting closer and closer to the end, like week 7. We've only got 2 weeks to go. It's been a pretty exciting 6 weeks. Yeah, but how do you feel about HotS at the moment? You excited about getting some hands-on with Sally Whitemane or getting some more revenge against her?
Don't get me started. Just don't get me started about how much I hate her already. I absolutely despise her, even though I've only played probably 10 games against her. She's good to play with, terrible to verse. I just hate her. But we won't be seeing her for at least 2 weeks, so that's good. I don't have to worry about my mind or anything like that. And on the other note, we are also not going to be seeing Chromie or Stukov this week because they did get themselves a slight rework and they will be banned for tonight's matches.
Yeah, that's right. Just some talent adjustments and stuff, and a little bit, Chromie seeing some changes to her range, things like that. Trying to get some of that talent diversity, which I think the HOTS teams are always looking for, aren't they? So talking about week 7, we've got the leaderboard, which we can actually show up. So going into this week, We Left School for This have guaranteed their spot, 21 points into that crucible against the Premier team. They've had an outstanding 6 weeks of play. It feels like we talk about them every week, but when you're on top of the ladder, I suppose you weren't getting talked about. But we've got 5 other teams potentially, depending on how well they perform against those other teams, that can make it to that second spot. No.
Exactly. We've got 3 teams already tied at the second spot. You got Crimson, who last week just showed that they actually deserve or they are fighting for that second spot when they took down We Left School for This in game 1. And they are definitely looking to secure a top and a spot towards the Crucible. Funky Moon, consistent team as well. They've been here since round 2. And also Pleb 2 Pro. They have their weeks. They started off strong, came a bit down, but now they're coming up trying to find their footing. And now we're entering into those last 2 weeks, like you said, you wish. And this is where it gets interesting and intense.
Yeah, for sure. And at this point, Milkshake and Capital, we can't really rule them out. If they could, say, get a win against Crimson Academy and Funky Moon, that would catch them up, overtake them. So these next 2 weeks for those five teams are going to be really important. And tonight, first up, we've got Game of Battlefield of Eternity, and who are we going to be seeing for our first match?
Tonight's matchup, we have a team that's tied or three-way tied in second place. That's Funky Moon taking on Run It Down. They're a team that did kind of come late in towards the Open Division, but don't really count them out as a team that does nothing. They're actually, in my opinion, one of those dark horse teams that will cause upsets. They might take wins from the likes of Funky Moon, maybe from Crimson, and then cause an upshift in the ladder. You might not see them make it to the Crucible, but they can definitely make an upset.
Yeah, most definitely. That first week we saw them, 2 weeks ago now. They came out really, really strong. Only got beat by We Left School for This that week. Didn't do quite as well, but anyway, we're enough of the talk, and we're going to get straight into this draft. What have we got? Funky Moon versus Run It Down, Battlefield of Eternity. What's your pocket favorite to see on Battlefield? I don't want to know meta. I want your pocket favorite.
Well, honestly, I guess keeping with ANZ system and style, probably going to see a Vala and Oriole. Who knows? Funky Moon might run that. I think they do tend to run very unconventional, unorthodox picks. Cho'Gall, we mentioned before, but that will probably get banned since that got nerfed as well, not that strong. I want to see Vala Oriole. I think that can be a little interesting system right there. That could work.
Yeah, they were definitely running the Valor Oriole last week. It was Funky Moon that was running that, I believe, wasn't it? So it's definitely something that they've been playing with. Whether we say that again, I like. It seems. I mean, it's so very meta. I like seeing Hanzo on Battlefield. He's just so effective. With those bans and stuff, though, it's hard. Those sorts of characters, those really top high-level picks, it's so much easier to get them banned now. But we're starting with the Maeve and the Ghoul, like you suggested. Funky Moon known probably for the most to, well, maybe the only actually, I'm not sure. The only team maybe in the Open Division to have played Cho'Gall effectively. And
take out We Left School for This as well. So this kind of has some credentials with that. So it's not surprising.
yeah, that's right. So, and a Phoenix ban. So again, we've certainly seen our teams adapt, and there's the Hanzo as well, adapt over the weeks to, we have a little bit of our own meta mixed in with some of the pro international meta. It's been really good to see these teams evolve over these last six weeks that we've had of play. So what are we thinking for first pick? What are your? I mean, your options are anything at this point, aren't they? Really?
I doubt it's going to be support. Malfurion's just not been a first pick priority ever since he lost his ice block. Mirrodin makes sense. I'm curious to see what they'll pick in retaliation. You got Johanna, she's still available. Garrosh was not banned, so that's a very strong pick as well. Genji has not been banned, but he has received some nerfs. But Thrall is a nice pick there. And he's been picked up quite a lot, actually, in all regions.
Yeah, Thrall certainly had this year, I suppose, the last 6 months in the HCC, he's had a bit of a roller coaster. You know, he started off in the solo lane, but then the changes to his chain lightning talent that they kind of nerfed back into the ground against, put him back into the 4-man. So yeah, it's interesting to see a Thrall kind of this high up in the draft. But picking up a Rhaegar, like with the changes to Malfurion, the ban we've got tonight on Stukov, things like healers we're going to see. Rhaegar is pretty good. I'm surprised maybe not an Alex Straza, who seems to be a little bit of a stronger Rhaegar with her life binder, has been really popular lately. And we can't forget Decker Kane. He got a little bit of a nerf a couple of weeks ago, but still very strong with his ability to control the battleground.
In before you get an Ana and a Brightwing as well, because why not? Probably not from one of those top tier teams or the ones that are fighting for the second place. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the, I guess, run it down if they want to, just throw something, cause a confusion. That'll be really fun to see. I'm hoping for it. But we're going to go into the next ban phase. Greymane gets banned. That's smart. It's good. You already see Muradin and Yrel, a lot of that front line, and he does quite a lot of damage when it comes towards the good old Immortals. So now we're entering to the next one. What would they look for? Funky Moon. I think you got to go for at least a sustain. Get at least Alex Straza out, but instead decide to go for Malfurion.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I was going to say a support ban definitely made the most sense. Malfurion, interesting choice, but yeah, I'm sure they've got the reasons for it. What do you think we're going to see? We need to see a little bit more race. I suppose Thrall can provide a little bit of race on the Immortal, but you don't want to get left behind necessarily. They're going to go a Li Ming for that poke. Li Ming excels at poking the Immortal. You know, see Li Ming win these races, not pure speed, but just even if they're playing defensively. And I think run it down to listening to you, Knight. And I was going to say I love that skin. That Viper skin is top class. So I'm excited. We see the Ana and the brand new Viper skin. So there you go.
I'm already laughing. This is brilliant. And if they're really listening to me, I want them to pick Artanis. If you want the race, just go with the guy. He's brilliant. And now they got Raynor. Why not? Just bloody you get the blind and you're happy. You're flipping tails. It's all good. But you're going to see Raynor and Jaina being picked up by Funky Moon. Something a bit more, I guess, traditional. They're not going something out of their back pockets just yet. Maybe later on tonight we'll see. And that goes back in towards Run It Down. But Yuish, what do you like? They're listening. I can't even.
Oh, dear. Well, there you go. Well, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, Ana behind something like the Artanis with, I'm stalling myself because I'm trying to remember what her heroic is because I'm not a support player.
Io Horus or Nano Boost, depending on what you want.
Nano Boost is the one that I was thinking of. You know, Nano Boost, a Thrall, a Li Ming, and Artanis, any of those could provide a significant amount of boost to the Immortal or a team fight. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, Run It Down, by throwing something unexpected, that can be just as good as anything else at times because what are you going to do? How are you going to deal with a Nano Boosted Li Ming or something like that? You know, that's a lot of damage coming in yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And Funky Moon, a lot more of a class. You just can't wipe that smile off your face, can you?
No, I can't. I'm flipping happy. I mean, I kind of Run It Down. I played against him when we had the brawl. It was just down Silver City. Oh gosh, it was annoying. They whooped my butt, but now they're listening to me. I was like, yeah, I got a connection with these guys. It's all good now. So I'm happy. But yeah, it's interesting enough. I actually think it's possible. I'm putting my money behind them. I want them to win. I don't know if that's biased, but I want them to win tonight.
Oh, look, most definitely. I mean, I think Funky Moon's definitely going to be trying their hardest. Like, no doubt. They're in that position. They don't want to be dropping games. But Run It Down, they've showed they've got the ability to beat some of these teams. And like I said, throw a bit of a spanner in the works. And who knows what they can pull off. So, yeah. We're just going to have to wait and see what they can do. I want to see what that Ana can do. You watch. I'll say all this stuff about a nano boost, and then she'll go Eye of Horus just to completely throw me, and it'll be nothing. But we're just waiting for this game, and we'll be ready to go. And who's on Run It Down? What are they playing? No?
So the boys will run it down. We've got ourselves good old Bullcrow playing Artanis. Lance will play Thrall, Tarkus on Ana, Loku on Garrosh, and finally Akberma on Li Ming. Now, who's playing for Funky Moon there, you wish?
We've got Silic playing the Muradin, Glugs on the Urel, Electro on the Reyna, Stumpguard on the Jaina, and Penta supporting again on his Rhaegar.
Now, I'm curious to know, really, jokes aside, Urel, we know she's a very solid, consistent, strong solo laner. We mentioned last week, the real, I guess, hero that can deal with is Malthael. But what about Artanis now? What can he offer up in that solo lane?
Yeah, well, with the changes that he's had, it'll be interesting to see. We haven't really seen much of him, and I'm not sure. I'll be honest.
Don't worry, shields for days. He's got this.
It's true.
You can't knock him out. I just hope he does go for the. It's interesting. I was playing him twice today, and I forgot his talents right off the bat. But I know what they do, just the names.
I was gonna say he's gone straight into amateur. I mean, they're using Artanis. You know, that's what you get him for on Battlefield of Eternity, so that he can just get that immortal with his twin blades as quickly as possible. So we're not seeing anything that unusual as far as that goes.
But meanwhile, on bottom, we've got to respect Loku playing the Garrosh. That great toss over from Muradin. He cannot get away. Botslick was fallen. That's one down. And hello there.
Oh dear. Sorry about that, guys. We've just had a technical difficulty. I think possibly crashed for crashed for a lot of people. Yeah, so interesting, like you said. I mean, that's why we haven't seen a lot of Garrosh. He's, he gets banned quite a lot. Last week we didn't see him much. Banned, not played, but still showing with that throw, that kill on Muradin. Why so effective? Exactly,
and if anything, early on in the open division, he and Genji would consistently pick and ban, or just ban. And I think it's only recently have we started to see him not being picked up, not being banned as much. But now we know why. He's still a strong warrior. Don't get him wrong. Yeah, you got Johanna, you've got Muradin. They're the more commonly picked. Stitches, surprisingly, can get picked here and there. But he's still just as strong, and we saw why. And it's going from that, but Muradin, one of those warriors, can just always leap out. So it was great to get into that mindset, like just take him down, get into Botslick's mind. And that's a good play for them so far.
All right, guys, we're just having some technical difficulties. Apologies for this delay. We're trying to figure out what it is. We're just going to go to a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. just online until you get it sorted. Yep, yep, yep. Hi guys, sorry to do this to you. We've had some weird stuff happen in the game where all of our observers, save for one, has been disconnected. We're trying to do some workarounds to get the game on stream for you so we can cast it for you. We're just going to go to a couple more minute break, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have something we can put on screen for you. Please bear with us. Guys, we're back. I'll keep it nice and short. We've got a way to get back into the game. The players have kept on playing. They've chosen to want to keep playing the game. So it's going to maybe look a little bit different to what we're used to. Normally, maybe a little bit stuttered. We apologize for this. I said it's a real weird BattleNet bug, but we're going to do the best we can to cast it for you. So we're going to get that up on screen, and we're going to hit it. We're going to get the end of this game done for you guys.
All right, Grump, can you get him to...
Well, we're back. This is great.
We're back. This is different.
And it's going to be an interesting way of how we're going to go about it. But we only missed just 9 minutes. I mean, that's nothing really. Just what, two immortals, one immortal. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and it looks like Funky Moon has possibly been doing well. You know, they've won this immortal. It's got a tiny amount of shield, so you know they're pretty good race then by Run It Down. They've got a little bit of structure damage going. So Funky Moon, you know, at this point, definitely looking like they've got slight upper hand.
They do have a level lead advantage, and I agree with you on that structure damage. And now pushing up towards the top, they will definitely secure this top fort in a few seconds from now. It's up to what can Run It Down really hold up as a defense. They have utility, they have a slow, they have a blind, but what can they do in regards to, well, an immortal that's pushing down up towards the top keep?
Yeah, I mean, they can burn it down too. It looks like Funky Moon's used a couple of their heroics in that fight for the immortal, so Run It Down's got that advantage. They've got all their heroics up, so they can get a team fight underneath this immortal.
And that's what they do to pop down the Earthquake, and now the whole slow place is onto him. A great groundbreaking knocks up 2 people. Bullcrow jumping onto Stomp God. Can they secure the kill? It's going to be Raynor falling down first, and that's a first pick for him. They keep going. A Stomp God has to be careful. He will fall. That's 2 for nothing. And Run It Down are running it down top lane. They're looking for a 3rd kill, but a good Glugs knockback will keep his mate alive.
Yeah, that was a perfect little flank there by Glugs using her Ardent Defend. No, that's not the right... Man, I am doing... This is not good. Yeah, no, that was really good protection, really good peel from Glugs there. On the route to keep that Muradin alive while his avatar was still up.
Yeah, a good righteous hammer to the face. Be like, not today, buddy. Keep him alive. And that's what you got. You got your teammates' help. That's all you need, really. Well, what else can you say? You got your buddy on your back. You can take down the world. But it was a good defense and a few kills. Run It Down can probably use this to at least do something. They secure top camp. They take down bottom camp as well. But you wish, despite losing the top fort, as well as some damage on the top keep as well, what would Run It Down's strategy be going into this next, I guess, once next Immortal phase does come up? They are behind the talent tier, hopefully not long, and Bullcrow has to be careful down there. But yeah, what's Run It Down's game plan from here?
I mean, like you're saying, Bullet Crow having to be careful. That's what they can do. They got to be, get in those couple of kills, close that experience gap pretty significantly. So, they're pretty close to 13. Ultimately, if they could have pushed in, maybe gotten some of that towers down, maybe get that 13 before this Immortal spawns. But even if they can go for it now, wait for the halftime show. If Funky Moon are going to push it, they can just let them have it, get that 13, and then have a good fight for this Immortal.
We are on to the next Immortal phase, and the fight is going for the defense of Funky Moon. Suppression Pulse comes down, so everyone's blinded, but they're going to back away, trying to keep themselves lit and as well have the ability to auto attack down. You got Raynor trying to do as much as he can damage towards Run It Down's Immortal, and he's going to be up in that back. Got also Stomp God working towards it as well. But the rest of Run It Down, they're like, no, we're going in for this. We're trying to get themselves a free kill. They're forcing themselves in, and they're forcing as well as an Earthquake. There's Botslick. He's taunted. What can he do? He's dropping quite low. Bullcrow is also low. He has to back away down to low health, and Run It Down have to be careful. Already half Immortal phase for the likes of Funky Moon in this advantage.
Yeah, Run It Down really pushed it in. They did a good job. They dropped down to the bottom lane, got that 13, but at that point, Funky Moon just had control of that. They could keep poking away at the Immortal. Run It Down's really going to have to be aggressive, try and get a couple of kills now, which is definitely what they're trying to do.
They're forcing the attack. Potslick did pop Avatar. There's Glugs into the back, causing some disruption as much as he can. But it's going to be Glugs fall, and Botslick has to back away. He's very low. And Run It Down for the defense are able to keep their mortals alive. Rhaegar having to back away, but he's getting chased down by 2 members of Run It Down. And they are going to concede this Immortal, but worth the fight. In fact, they did take 1 member down, and they're still fighting onto it.
Yeah, and Penta doing a fantastic job showing his experience of playing the high level, being in a successful Premier team before. He managed to get away. I'm certainly probably in that position, wouldn't be able to get away myself. He did a great job dodging Bullcrow's swap. So he's done well. They're going to get a little bit. Artanis, Bullcrow's on that Immortal now, get a little bit, but it's just a matter of time before Funky Moon just push back on and get this tiny little bit of health.
They were able to at least drop down Funky Moon's Immortal to half health, despite it being near full health. So Bullcrow's Artanis can chug it very quickly. Now the chase is on. There was a great taunt onto Glugs, interrupting the mid leap of himself, but they're still chasing Loku very low. Can he get away? It's Garrosh. He's armor full, and he ain't dropping like no tomorrow. But Tarkus, can he do it? Can he keep him alive? He's so low. Oh my gosh. He's going. He's going. Nah, he's going to fall. Just nearly saw the doors, the gates of sanctity, and he couldn't make it. And now the Immortal's pushing up to the walls and to the keep, and they're going to try and do as much damage as they can structurally, as well as being a level advantage and trying to get themselves to that level 16 talent tier 2.
Yeah, Garrosh proved on that Garrosh. That armor, that value, he survived for, I think, probably 20 to 30 seconds longer than anyone else thought he was going to survive for. But with him down now, they can probably push on. Going to, get that, push Bullcrow off. Not quite get that kill, but they're going to get this keep. Well, he just back up now and let the Immortal do its thing.
Exposing the bottom lane gives himself that win condition at least, and also helping if they try and go. But instead, they're not backing off. They're going for it. They're pushing up aggressively, looking to at least end the game early before Run It Down hit level 16 talents. The Immortal's still up. Loku very low. Bullcrow dropping as well. He's still surviving. The shields are keeping him up alive, but it's not for long. He needs to back away, and that is going to be the end of the game. Great play by Funky Moon, ending it early.
Yeah, I kind of wasn't taking into account. That was a poor job by me. That Immortal getting that keep down, got him that 16 with that 2-level advantage. And then, like you said, with Bullcrow just a little bit low, Artanis low from that, fighting around that keep, they were able to push on, and then they were able to get that win. So Funky Moon, you're coming out, and they may have been upset a couple of weeks ago by Run It Down. They're not going to let it happen this week.
And it was still a good play coming out from Funky Moon. They're showing why they're a second-tier team. Run It Down had some plays. They could have worked in the team fights. I'm still happy regardless. I love to see the Ana and Artanis pick. That was fun. And we even saw what Ana's decent, at least. She kept Garrosh alive for a very long time. If only the rest of the team would, if they could have used that consistent sustain and turned it around, but just wasn't the likes of that tonight.
For sure. And just apologize again, guys, for the issues that we had with that game. We realized it was a little bit hard to watch. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go to a break. We're going to wait for the other teams to finish their games, and we're going to get the lobby set up proper, and we're going to be good. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes. So don't go far.